I'm Terry Carter, 2013 graduate of Habesha, and we have a wonderful recipe for you today. This is probably one of my favorite recipes. I love this, and it's called a Lemony Kale Superfood Salad. It's delicious, and so let's go ahead and get started. First of all, you need well, let me go ahead and read the recipe for it. First of all, 45 cups of kale, loosely chopped or torn, 1 bunch of broccolini, a half a cup of dried cherries or cranberries, roasted nuts to your taste. I use walnuts. A cheaper alternative for that would be sunflower seeds. You can get them for about $1 a bag. And then we're going to make our maple vinaigrette. So the maple vinaigrette, 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, 1/4 cup of pure maple syrup, not that artificial stuff. Please don't do that. It's well worth it to go ahead and invest in a little bit of maple syrup. I know it's expensive. 2 tablespoons of apple cider, 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of finely grated lemon zest, a half a teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and that's it. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we want to do is combine our kale. Now, I'm using 1 bunch of kale. This is just a regular bunch of kale, and please don't get the kale that's in the bag. It's not going to taste the same. You want real kale. And I'm just going to strip these off here like so. Won't take long at all. You can just do it like that, but if you do that, you may leave a little bit of this in here, and I'm trying to get out all of that tough vein. All right. See how quickly this goes? Won't take but a minute, literally. And voila, that's the last one. Now I've already washed my kale very well. So what I want to do at this point, I'm going to kind of cut my kale up. I like for it to be in bite-sized pieces. Okay. Move that out of the way, and I'm going to kind of put it over here. I think I can probably cut it a little bit better here on the board. And you want to cut this as small as you like, but small bite-sized pieces work much better for everybody. That way you don't have to try and put a huge piece of kale in your mouth. So we got our kale chopped up. Now what we really want to do first is, I guess, go ahead and try and get our lemon zest. Now there are a lot of different ways to zest lemon. You could use something like this, which most of us may have, if you like. But I have this handy dandy lemon zester here, and it works 2 ways. I can do it this way. You can see that. All right. And I'm just gonna put this, I believe, in one of these little bowls here. So I'm gonna just keep zesting off here. See how easy that is to do? And most people probably don't know what this thing is and hadn't seen one. And then you can also zest this way. You see that? It's bigger zest, so it depends on how big you want it. In this dish, we want it smaller. So we're gonna go with it this way. All right. And how much do we need here? We need about a teaspoonful, not a lot. I think we're just about at a teaspoon. And you want to make sure you avoid the white pith under here. I'm only getting the yellow part. The white pith is going to be bitter, so I'm just getting the outer yellow zest only, okay? So that's about as much as we need, all right? Okay, so we need our lemon juice as well. And I also have a handy dandy lemon juicer. I love this thing, it's well worth it. And all you do is put your lemon in there. Let me pull this back out the way so you can see how it works. All you're gonna do, boom, there you go. Take it out. Put another one in. Boom, there you go. Fresh lemon juice. How much do we need here? Let me see. We need about 2 tablespoons full. So we're probably right at about 2 tablespoons. Okay. All right, so what we can do at this point is go ahead and whisk together everything. So that's gonna, and I'm gonna put everything in here. So let me get my lemon zest here. All right. And let's see, we needed 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Let's see if we got 2 tablespoons here. Where's my measuring cup? I don't think I have my measuring cup. Hold on here. Well, we're gonna kind of estimate that. So that's gonna be right at about 2 tablespoons. All right, and we need 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. That's about 2 tablespoons. And then we'll need 1/4 of a cup of maple syrup and 1/4 of a cup of olive oil. So here's our olive oil. Let's go ahead and I'm going to put both of these in the same one. That'll come up to be 1/2 a cup. So that's 1/4 of a cup of olive oil. All right, and here's our maple syrup. This stuff is so delicious. I love maple syrup. All right, and 1/4 of a cup. So I'm going to pour all of that in here. This is a jar I use to mix everything up. I want to get all of that good stuff out of there. And let's see, our salt and pepper. About 1/4 of a teaspoon of, 1/2 a teaspoon of salt. And about 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper. Just mixing all of this up right here in the jar. Alright, and as you can see, I really didn't measure, and that's okay because you can adjust this salad dressing to what you like. And so what we're going to do now is really just emulsify it by shaking it up. There you go. See how it's come together very well emulsified? Now, I like to add some fruit to it. It could be fresh fruit, it could be dried fruit, whatever you like. So today, I have an apple. And so I'm going to go ahead and put my kale in here and get ready to get everything on there. Okay? Sit that there. So, our apple. Since we're outside, I could just drop that on the floor. So our apple. Have a handy dandy apple slice. As you can see, I love gadgets because gadgets, I only love gadgets if they actually make your life easier. I don't buy them just to buy them. So let's see if I can impress you all and make this go properly. Yeah, I did. And that's a juicy one too. All right, see? Now we have our apple ready to go. And all I'm going to do now is just to chop up my apple in bite-sized pieces. And use whatever apple you like. We all have our favorite apple. And I will say that there's a new apple that hadn't been out very long. It's called the opal apple. And I like the opal apple because it doesn't turn brown when it's left out. Now, if you had a regular apple and you didn't want it to turn brown, there's a butterfly. And if you didn't want that apple to turn brown, you could take some lemon juice or pineapple juice and just soak it in there. And that way your apple wouldn't turn brown. All right, so we're gonna continue to chop our apples. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add everything here. I'm gonna go ahead and put my apples in here. We have our cranberries. I'm gonna go ahead and add my cranberries as well. All right, and we have our broccolini. We're starting to get a little rain here. So I'm going to chop off the ends of my broccolini and get them into kind of bite-sized pieces. Add the broccolini. And we have our nuts here. I'm going to add those as well. So we have everything in here except for our salad dressing. Now, you might ask, can you use broccoli instead of broccolini? No, it's not going to taste the same. This is much more sweet and tender. So before we get a downpour of rain, let's go ahead and get our dressing on here. Now, I like to let this marinate. So if you want to put the dressing on here before you put your apples, you can, all right? And at this point, you can just take your hands and you want to kind of massage that, because in massaging that, it's going to break down the walls of the kale and it's going to make the kale very soft. Now, unlike a regular salad, this kale salad will last for a while in the refrigerator. I've eaten it 3, even 4 days later. It only gets better, all right? So at this point, your salad is done and all you got to do is just mix it up together. And as I said, it's easier and better to do it with your hands. Oops, oh my goodness. Salad bowl is a little small. And so you just want to mix this up. And if you wanted to, you could put this in a container that's covered and shake, 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 shake it. And that way everything will get mixed in there, okay? But that's all to it. But you really want to make sure all of the leaves of the kale are really saturated. And if you don't have enough of this and you feel like you need a little bit more, just make some more. This is a very easy recipe to make, very simple. So you can make another half a recipe if you want it. And that's basically all there is to it. Now I would add just a little bit more pepper at the end. And that's it. So this is your kale superfood salad. Wasn't this an easy salad? And again, this is one of my favorite salads. And if you use a Meyer lemon, that's going to take it to another level. But do, as I said, please use this. Can you use honey? Really? No, because the honey is going to be a little thick. Could you use agave? Yes, you can use the agave, but the agave is not going to have that maple nice flavor that the maple syrup does, all right? So thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed it. And this is delicious. We're about to jump into this, okay? Bye-bye.